Samsung Galaxy A55 5G is the latest mid-range device from Samsung, and I've been using it for the last few weeks, including a lovely trip to Greece. Check our detailed video camera test we published recently. Today, we're walking through the setup experience of the A55, as well as the software experience and apps installed on the device. For the setup, we'll obviously need a SIM card. I'll be moving my main SIM card from the Nothing Phone 2.8, the other mid-range device we're reviewing right now. Make sure to also check that video. And we'll need the SIM ejector tool, either the one which came with the device or any other you might have. Don't forget about your Wi-Fi password and potentially your previous phone, especially if you had a Samsung device like my A54. The SIM card slot is at the top of the device, just make sure not to try and insert the ejector into the microphone hole. The phone supports up to 2 nano SIM cards, which is great to see. What's even better is that instead of a second SIM card, you can insert a microSD card instead. We'll do a separate video about that soon for sure. For now, I'll just use a single SIM card though. Put it with the pins up and the cut corner at the bottom left and click it in. And let's slot it in with the pins towards the screen. Excellent, let's switch the phone on now. We get the Samsung Galaxy logo with Secured by Knox mentioned. We'll discuss it, specifically the Knox Vault, later in the video, as it's a new feature on the A series phones this year. We also get the Powered by Android logo, in this case Android 14 with OneUI 6.1 skin. Next we get all the welcome messages. You might see a bit of a screen flicker in our video, but it's mostly due to how our camera's frame rate interacts with the screen refresh rate, so you won't be able to see it with your own eyes luckily, and it will go away once I switch to dark mode. First, let's pick the language. I'll go with British English, no Scottish unfortunately, maybe one day. There's some user agreements, and you can either agree to send diagnostic information to Samsung or skip it. Next, you can copy data, apps and settings from other devices. It might be handy for most, but I prefer to start from scratch, so I'll go with a manual setup. Let's log into Wi-Fi now. You still have your password handy, don't you? We now need to reboot, but I'll skip this part for you. Together with the getting your phone ready screen, it took 1 minute and 20 seconds. We then get asked again if we want to copy apps and data from another device, and again I declined. We can then sign into a Google account. It's not mandatory, but it's highly recommended to make all the Google services work smoothly. You should get asked to approve your login if you have two-factor authentication enabled. Next, some Google services setup. I went with most options, but again opted out of diagnostic data sharing with Google, but it's up to you. I could then select the default search engine. It's more of a European thing, so if you're outside of Europe, you might not get this choice. I'm waiting for AI search engines like Perplexity AI to be added, maybe one day. Okay, let's set the phone security up. You can pick from face recognition, fingerprint, PIN, password or pattern. I usually go with fingerprints, but before we do, we need to set a non-biometric method. I went with a pattern. Once that's done, we get to register the fingerprints. It took me around 30 seconds to do it, which is not too bad. I then added my left thumb as well, as I sometimes use it, and it can come in handy as well. So far, after using the phone for a few weeks, I can't say it's the fastest or best I've used, but it's not too bad. I still do prefer side-mounted ones like the ones on Xiaomi devices though. Then there's Google Assistant setup, where you might be asked to record your voice. But if you'd done it in the past, you might just fly through it quickly. Just clicking I agree a few times, assuming you want it enabled. Next, you can log into your Samsung account, which helps with a few things like password storage or using Samsung Wallet or Samsung Health on your device. You can just log in or sign up with Google, which is what I did. You'll just have to approve some terms and conditions and click through. If you already have a previous Samsung device, you might be asked to enter a code from it as well, which is what I had to do, as well as approving some more Samsung permissions. And finally, we can switch to dark mode, so we'll get rid of this screen flicker. Much better. You'll then see the recommended apps installed by Samsung. There was only one displayed for me, TikTok, but unfortunately I couldn't find a way to not install it. Luckily, you can uninstall it later, so let's just click next. Even though it says we're all set up, we'll be able to select some more apps soon. It'll ask you for your gender and age bracket, but I'm not too sure how it impacts the selection. I deselected a number of apps I won't be using, but added some I will, like Amazon Music, Uber Eats, or Woodoku, a game my wife plays and I sometimes do as well, especially on planes. Feel free to pick any you want. And we're finally done after just over 10 minutes. Not too bad, especially since I was also filming. Let's check what apps we have installed now. As we've seen before, we did get TikTok, but since I don't want it, I managed to uninstall it, as well as Temu, since I don't want to be shopping like a millionaire apparently. Happy days. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other pre-installed apps on the device. Some are random like LiveScore, and again, it's gone. Some are more useful like Netflix or Facebook, so I'll keep them. There's plenty of Samsung apps you can see on the screen, most of which I'm unlikely to use, but can't be bothered to uninstall. There's also a number of Google apps, some of which are useful, but some like Google TV or Google Meet I don't use much. There's also some Microsoft apps, but since it's not my primary phone, I'm not planning to log into my work accounts, so they might not be used. In addition to the apps I wanted, Samsung also installed Candy Crush Saga, so off it goes. After the installation and removing a couple of apps, I ended up with 106 out of 128 GB free, which is not too bad. As mentioned, Samsung uses the OneUI skin for their devices, and this time we get OneUI 6.1 on top of Android 14. The phone came with the February security update, but at the time of recording the audio, on 7th of April, the phone is on the March security update. Since Samsung have been great with security updates, I'm expecting the April one soon after it's released by Google. Unfortunately, a lot of 6.1 features are limited to the S series like the S23 and S24, so you can't use Circle to search, which is available on latest Samsung and Pixel devices, but not here sadly. Similar with automatic translation during phone calls or generative AI wallpapers. However, you do get automatic photo categories in Samsung Photo Gallery, so you can see different people, places, shot types or subjects. While most of them made sense, the last one made me laugh. Bottoms seems to be related to clothing, but I think they could work more on the naming of that category. And this shot of my wife doesn't really have bottom part of her clothing, so I'm not really sure what they meant here. Oh well, at least the fish category worked well. Luckily, the photo app is really good. Make sure to check the video sample we shared recently. It does include the object eraser tool, which can sometimes come in handy. I managed to remove the bin in the background here, and it looks quite good if you don't zoom in too much. And as we mentioned before, we also get the Knox Vault, which is not just a software, but also a hardware feature. Thanks to a separate processor on the device, you get some additional security, cryptographic features, and storage to make sure your device is as secure as possible. It's great if you want to use your device for work as well as personal use. We do get new widgets though, including ones you can put on the main screen, like the custom camera mode, which can automatically open one of the many camera modes. It can come in handy at some point. I'm actually quite impressed by how many widgets are available here, so you can really have fun with those. There's also widgets on the lock screen. You can enable it on the lock screen settings screen and see a number of widgets there. I was initially unsure how to find them, but you actually have to click on the clock to see them. I think I'd prefer to see them right on the screen though. As with other Android phones, once you're set up, you can change some basic settings. We've already enabled dark mode to save some battery and avoid eye strain, but you can also change the refresh rate, which is called motion smoothness here. I went with adaptive, which goes between 60 and 120 Hz, but you can also save some battery by just keeping it at 60 Hz. You can also change the display colors, going between vivid and natural, and you can adjust the white balance either using a cool to warm slider, but even with specific RGB color mix. I also changed the navigation type from buttons to gestures, which is my preference, but I know not everyone likes it. The overall software experience is typical to Samsung. the OneUI design is still very colorful, with big icons and lots of colors. One thing I don't really like is that the app drawer scrolls left to right instead of up to down, so even though you swipe up to see it, you have to remember to scroll sideways to see more apps. As mentioned, for me, there's too many apps pre-installed on the device, but luckily you can remove most of them, and at least you don't have to search for some you're likely to install like Netflix or Spotify. On the flip side, the phone definitely comes with all the bells and whistles you might want, so for people who like that, it might be exactly what you want. But otherwise, the performance of the phone has been great, with the Exynos 1480 chipset performing really well. I've not experienced any slowdowns or other issues, so it's been really good so far. We hope you found this video helpful. There's more videos coming up, including more how-to videos for both the A55 as well as the Nothing Phone 2A, so if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks to see more. But for now, thanks for watching.